Okay, so this is so trying to figure out all the find. I was trying to find all the Kokoro bad endings, and this is the point where I, Stagulator, give up and try to use a guide to find the remaining bad endings. So let's just, for the record, um, display how much I was able to find on my own before giving up. I could have found more if I didn't give up as soon, right? You know, it's not like this is how much I could have found. This is how much I did find, and then I gave up. um, so this is like my scene percentages. Got something missing on Scars Taste Like Paranoia. Something missing on Shadow of Falsehood. A little something missing on the beginning of Ego Collapse. Probably not a bad ending though. Scene missing between DID Breakout and A Small Respite. Scenes missing between At the End of Self-Interests and Frightened and Is Frightened. A little something missing in Self-Defense False Accusation. So a lot of stuff missing in Endless Mantled Environment. And that's it. So, let's do the guide here. Wait, clear list. So I got Satoru to the bathroom in A very easily, and the guide says, um, don't take the pills given to you by Utsumi. Okay. Day 2, get killed by the mysterious shadow. Satoru stabbed to death after a transfer. Well, the problem is like, that's really great. Um, what? Well, that doesn't tell me what to do to get it. Ah, okay, well, maybe what they're referring to is Satoru stabbed in the bathroom. Okay. So incident Sphere, you walk away from the building and then you go forward. Right. They skipped over Annihilation and Maizumi 1, but whatever. Um, Statue of Death in the bathroom A. The Protatoru's room to the right. Genocide of Sphere residents. That's what I'm missing. Get Utsumi's plan execution. Utsumi's plan's execution. But how do I get something? What? Okay. What? Um, how do I get to the thing? What? Okay, let's say good endings guide here. This guide is like not a very good guide, honestly. Poison food, you do. I ate. Okay. Use the crash site, and then alone in shelter cabin disaster is get Yukito's plans failure. Okay, but I have that one. Oh, I get it. Okay, so here's what it's saying. You can get certain endings as Kokoro if previously you got certain endings as Satoru, and you went to play as Kokoro off right after getting that ending as Satoru. So that's okay. So, for example, if you get killed by a mysterious shadow ending as Satoru, which I don't know what that is because I haven't gone to the Satoru bad ends, right? I haven't looked at that guide because I'm gonna try that myself. Then, then you will get Satoru stabbed to death after transfer if you go play as Kokoro after you get it. And that's one of these endings that's missing here. You get Genocide Sphere Residence. That's an ending you can get if you get Itsumi's plan's execution as Satoru, and you come back and play as Kokoro. And then Alone in the Shelter Cabin Disaster is what you do is if you get Yukito's plan's failure, and then after that you immediately go and play as Kokoro. So that's probably so. Those are the three. Those three I'm missing because you have to get a. Um, you have to get a. You have to work off a certain Satoru ending. Now, so how many am I missing here? One, two, three, four. And the fourth one I'm missing is Annihilation Mayuzumi 2. So the only one I gotta use this guide for is to get Mayuzumi Annihilation 2. Then I'm gonna go and work Satoru on my own. Okay. Wow, that would have been really hard to figure out without a guide that you have to work off certain Satoru sides. That's hard. But um let's do the very specific combination of things that will get to. I think this is over. This guide is over verbose. I think that you don't need to make all of these choices specifically as they are to get these endings. But this is just a certain set of things someone did. They managed to get them and they just wrote them down. It's probably not like the only way to get these endings. But I'm just gonna do it and get the ending. So, continue. I'm gonna load any one of these close off structure loads. And go. Go to the shorter one, which should be. You know what? Why would I do this? Yeah, no, I would do that. So close off structure. Yes. Investigate the doors. Go down the stairs, whatever. Down the stairs, I should pick any of these things. I skin directly. Either one of these works fine. And this doesn't really matter. So things apparently don't matter up until this point. This doesn't matter apparently. Um, whichever one. Sure. Nothing on the Sophia site matters here. Um, doesn't matter. Take them. Okay, here's the stuff that supposedly matters. So, according to this guide, you're supposed to say press harder about her relationship with Satoru. I don't know if you have to make the specific choice though, because I don't know how accurate the guide is. But you might have to choose this one. This doesn't matter. You basically kind of make Meizumi mad at you. You pick all these like anti-Meizumi and like choices. Then you do a voice my objection. Again, you kind of make Meizumi mad at you. This doesn't matter for anything, actually. This doesn't matter either. Doesn't matter. Now we say warn Mayuzumi. Apparently you just want to make Mayuzumi as mad as possible. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Still missing text from this scene. They're going to ignore Mayuzumi. We're not going to explain why we're going to the crash site. We're just going to leave. Duck to avoid it. Well, that doesn't matter. By the way, ignore Mayuzumi was, like, required. You say, let him try reading Mayuzumi's palm. Tell him to try reading Mayuzumi's palm, then you make Mayuzumi more mad by inquiring to her about Satoru some more. Don't help Yomogi. Which makes Mayuzumi more mad. You have to not help Yomogi, apparently. Yeah, do make the fire hotter. And don't eat, otherwise you get the poison food ending, and then that's not what I want. You make Yomogi the food manager. You have to do that. I do stop her physically, although this apparently doesn't matter. I'll put a save here, actually. And first thing I actually do, hurry back to the cabin, and see if I get any new text that way. Okay. I thought that would happen. Beginning of ego collapse. Delay a bit. Come back. Still probably no new text. Then leave the food to Yomogi so that Mayuzumi eats it. Have to get through White World. For now, walk away from the building. Then we stop. To the left side. Mayuzumi eats the food. Oh, new scene. The end of grudges. Okay, here we go. I knew it. I just knew it. Mayuzumi shouted as she glared at the can full of hardtack biscuits.
おい、その食料を返すんだ。
Hey, return that food to us. Yomogi slowly started to approach Mayuzumi. Mayuzumi moved at a speed that would make one think that she hadn't been suffering in the cold at all, as she grabbed an axe leaning against the wall. It was one that was used to break the table. Don't move.
危ないぞ。そんなものを捨てろ。
That's dangerous. Put that thing down right now. Shut up. Mayuzumi brandished the axe. It was too heavy for her to hold up properly, and she staggered back, the axe drooping. The contents of the can of hardtack fell to the floor. As she staggers, Mayuzumi ends up trampling them under her heel, shattering the biscuits to pieces. Uni let out a groan. That food disappearing was the same as our lives being shaved down. But we couldn't
近づ
move.
いたら殺すわ。
If you move any closer, I'll kill you.
容赦なくぶっ殺す。
I'm not kidding. I will freaking kill you. Mayuzumi's eyes were serious as she ferociously screamed. If we take even a single hit from an axe, it's unlikely we'll get out of it all right.
まあ待て、落ち着くんだ。
Well, just hold on, calm down. Yomogi spoke in a gentle
落ち
voice.
着けだ。
Calm down?
これが落ち着いていられるか。
As if I can calm down after this.
やっぱりじゃないのよ。
So that's how things were after all.
何がやっぱりなんだよ。
What
おっ
things?
さん、あんた食料こっそり隠し持ってたのね。
Old man, you were secretly keeping food to yourself, weren't you?
しかもこんなにたくさん。
And this much of it.
何が当分にしようよ。
What was all that crap about rationing?
自分だけ生き残るつもりだったんじゃない。
And you were planning it so only you would survive, weren't you?
違うんです。
You're wrong. In order to settle the misunderstanding, I took a step
動
forward.
かないで。
Don't move. Amazingly brandishing the axe once again. She glared at me with a face like a demon's. Under that pressure, I cringed and took a step back.
何が違うって言うんだよ。
What part of what I said was
わ
wrong?
かった。あんたもグルなのね。
Oh, I see. You're in on it too, aren't you?
グルってどういう意味ですか。
In on it? What do you mean by that?
文字通りよ。食料を隠し持って自分たちだけ生き延びようとした。
Exactly
そうなん
what,
でしょ。
exactly what I said. Hiding food, planning it so that only you survive. Isn't that right?
残念だったわね。私に見つかっちゃって。
Too bad, isn't it, that I saw what you were doing?
違う。
You're
ど
wrong.
こが違うっていうの。
Just how am I
そ
wrong?
の食料は当分したものをもう一度一つにまとめたものなんです。
That food is our own equal shares. We just combined it together
そう
again.
だよ。一緒に頑張ってこうって気分を高めるためにさ。
That's right. It was so we could try our best together to raise our spirits. Yuni argued with a serious face, but Mayuzumi just laughed through her nose.
そんなの信じられるわけないでしょ。
You're not really expecting me to believe that, are you?
大体そんなことして何になるっていうの。
In the first place, what good is doing that? Good point.
食べ物の量が増えるわけじゃないのよ。
It's not like the amount of food you have would increase, right? Certainly, it's as she says. The quantity of remaining rations didn't increase. However, the act of combining people's food into one brought me a lot of hope. The hope of having comrades sharing the same fate.
そんな無駄なことする意味ない。
Doing something like that is just meaningless. Was it because we had been too strict with Mayuzumi? She had no trust in us whatsoever, and regarded everything she saw as suspicious. She didn't understand that just the act in itself had given birth to a small hope inside of us. To her, those of us inside the shelter cabin weren't comrades at all, only enemies that were decreasing the remaining food supply. She probably couldn't even conceive of a reason those who she considered to be enemies with each other would do something like share their food.
舞泉、君には信じられないだろうけど、
Mayuzumi, you may not believe me,
本
but
当にその食料には冬川さんとユニのものも一緒になっているんだ。
that food really includes Fuyukawa-san and Yuni's. Shut
頼
up.
む、彼女たちはこのままでは体力を失って死んでしまう。
I'm begging you, at this rate, they'll lose all their strength and die.
黙れ。
Shut up.
二人の分だけでも返してやってくれないか。どうか
Can't you,
頼む。
can't you at least return their portions? Come on, please. Shut
黙れ
up.
黙れ黙れ。
Shut up, shut up, shut up. Mayuzumi roared and raised the axe as if she'd completely lost it.
誰も信じないわ。
I won't believe anyone anymore.
あんたたちの好きになんかさせるもんか。
I won't let you guys do whatever you want.
私は絶対に生き延びてやる。
I'm going to survive for sure. And then she raised the can and with a rustling sound poured the contents into her mouth. She crammed the hardtacks into her mouth and crunched it all up. All the while she glared at us. She rested the axe on her shoulder while remaining in a stance that would make it simple to swing it downward. Yamogi wasn't in any position to move in recklessly either. Mayuzumi crunched down on the crystals of rock sugar, mixed in with the hardtack, then swallowed in one gulp.
美味しいわ。
Delicious.
あんたらが隠し持ってた食い物だと思うと10倍くらい美味しい。
And when I think it's the food that you guys are hiding from me, it tastes 10 times better. Once again, she went to pour the remaining biscuits into her mouth. At that moment...
やめろ
Stop it! Unable to make any move, Uni started charging toward Mayuzumi.
来るんじゃねえクソガキ
Stay away, you damn brat. Mayuzumi tried to swing the axe down. And then we're gonna save here. Yes. And I'm gonna do the bad thing here. Making up my mind to stop Mayuzumi, I put strength into my frozen feet. Throwing all my body weight forward, I spring at her. She swung the axe, grazing my shoulder and cutting through the air. Taking the body blow, Mayuzumi staggered and fell. I too rolled on the floor, entangling with her.
冬川さん
Fuyukawa-san. I saw Yomogi running toward us out of the corner of my eye. Mayuzumi was struggling beneath me. Wrestling the axe from her, I raised my arm. Mayuzumi raised her voice in a weird scream. Startled, I immediately faltered. And as I fell, she stole back the axe from me. Right before my eyes, the sharp glitter of a blade approached. That was profound. Just no nonsense, just chop! Yes. Okay, I'm gonna kind of load from there. Just to see, like the rest of the scene and stuff. And how it affects later things. No. Knowing that I was risking my life, I stretched out my hand, numbed by the cold, and grabbed onto Uni's. I pulled him closer to me. As if I tried to cover him up completely, I protected Uni. Kokoron! Mayuzumi's getting closer. Holding Uni close, I closed my eyes. However, the edge never came down. I slowly opened my eyes. Mayuzumi was glaring at me, axe still in
ど
hand.
うしてよ
Why?
なんでそんなガキかばうの
Why are you protecting that
たか
brat?
だか飛行機に乗り合わせただけなのに
Even though you just met on that
それ
airplane.
なのに
With just
理
that.
由なんて
There's no
あり
reason.
ません
バカじゃないの
Are you an idiot?
簡単な損得感情もできないなんて
For you not to be able to do the slightest risk-benefit analysis. Mayuzumi's lips were quivering.
その子が死ねばあんたが生き残る可能性が高くなるかもしれない
If that kid dies, the chances that you'll survive might increase. Well, I don't know of that ending.
たった今死ぬかもしれなかったのよ
No, moreover, you could have died just now, you know. While still standing in front of Uni to protect him, I headed toward
確
Mayuzumi.
かに真由美さんの言う通りかもしれません
Certainly it might be just as you said, Mayuzumi-san.
それでも私はこの子に死んでほしくないです
But even so, I don't want this child to die.
ユニだけじゃないよもぎさんもあなたにも死んでほしくない
It isn't just Uni, Yomogi-san, and you. I don't want any of you to die.
一緒に生き延びたいです
I want us to survive
そ
together.
んな甘いこと言ってたら
Such naive
甘
talk.
くてもいいんです
It's fine even if it is naive.
甘くても全員で生きていたいんです
Even if it is naive, I still want everyone to live. A single tear flowed down my cheek. Being inside such a cold room, that drop felt very warm.
ここは地獄みたいな場所です
This place is like hell.
正気じゃいられないような場所です
It's a place where you can't stay sane.
でもだからって誰かを蹴落とそうなんて思いたくない
But even if it's like that, I don't even want to think about stepping over someone else so I can survive.
自然の猛威に負けて尊厳を失いたくない
I don't want to lose to nature's fury and lose my dignity. These words kind of popped out of my mouth. It was a completely unplanned speech. I study people as I'm majoring in criminal psychology. I have an especially deep understanding of the darkness lurking in human beings. Every time I came to know the mass killing perpetrated just for pleasure, I realized how sinful human beings are. And my professors also said so. That people are a product of their environment. While I studied those things, the realization may have budded inside me that I could learn from these bad examples. I don't want to be swallowed by the darkness. The desire to not lose my human dignity. I continue without wiping away my tears.
その食べ物は本当に私たち3人の食料を一つにしたものです。
The food is really the three of ours combined together into one
だけ
portion.
ど食べたかったら食べてください。
But if you want to eat it, please go ahead.
心
Kokron, Yuri's anxious voice rang out from behind me. Reaching behind me, I clasped his
前
hands.
住さん、それ食べてもいいです。
Mayuzumi-san, you can eat that if you want.
お願いします。
But please believe in
前
us.
住さんも含めて私たちは死んじゃうかもしれません。
We might all end up dying, you included.
最後の時にいがみ合ってるなんて悲しいじゃないですか。
For us to be at each other's throats at the very end is just too sad, isn't
切ない
it?
じゃないですか。
Isn't it just too painful?
だから
That's why. That's why. Yuni clung to me. He laid his head against my back.
お
Kokron,
願いします。
please,
Mayuzumi-san.
Please, Mayuzumi-san. I lowered my head slightly. Tears ran down my cheeks one after another. My falling tears made small stains upon the floor, and in no time they turned white and freeze over. Mayuzumi looked back and forth between me and the can in her hand. Well, however, she simply
く
sighed.
だらないわ。
How foolish. She poured the food into her mouth while resting the axe on her shoulder. She crunched on the hardtack in her mouth, making a loud noise. I rubbed my eyes to wipe away the tears and looked back at
ごめん
Uni.
ね。
I'm sorry. I hugged Uni's shoulders and walked over to where Yomogi was. Putting our arms together, Yomogi shook his head from side to side while we quietly talked back and forth. It was an expression as if saying, let's give up.
それにしても皮肉だ
Even
な
even so, how
良
ironic.
かれと思ってした行動がこんなことになるとは。
For what I thought would be a good plan to turn out like this.
僕のせいだ。
Sorry, I'm the one to
謝
blame.
らないでください。
Please don't apologize.
聖司は悪くないよ。
Seiji isn't at fault. Only the sounds of the snowstorm, along with the sounds of Mayuzumi's chewing, could be heard within the shelter cabin. Moreover, the sounds of her crunching on the hardtack biscuit slowly began to settle. I slowly looked over at Mayuzumi. She dejectedly lowered the axe on her shoulder. The can of food in her hand was pulled away from her face as she silently stared at it. Leaning the axe against the wall, she silently walked toward us and held out the can of hardtack.
返す。
You can have this
もうお
back.
腹いっぱいだからいらないわ。
I'm full already, so I don't
前
need it.
住さん、
Mayuzumi-san. Mayuzumi pushed the can at me and turned back to her own bed with blanket in hand. The can still had about half of the hardtack remaining.
どんだけ勝手なんだよ。
How selfish can you be? Uni had begun to condemn Mayuzumi for what she'd done, but quickly shut his mouth. Crying. Hiding her face in a blanket, Mayuzumi was crying. I heard her weakly sobbing.
なさい。
I'm sorry.
私は
I don't want to
悟
die.
れ。ごめ
Satoru.
んなさい。ごめんなさい。
Sorry. I'm sorry. Yamogi let out a deep breath as if deflating his large body.
冬川さん、
Fuyukawa-san.
はい、
Yes? Seeing his expression, I understood what he wanted to say immediately. I
ど
nodded.
うしたの？
What
前
is it?
住さんを許してあげようって。
We were saying that we should forgive Mayuzumi-san.
それでいいの？聖司。
Are you okay with that, Seiji?
ああ仕方がないよ。
Yeah, there's no other choice. Even Mayuzumi, who had only been acting selfishly, was suffering in her own way. Emotionally, she had been driven into a corner in this hell. Her current rampage was the reckless action she took as a result of being cornered, so if you look at it that way, it feels like we should forgive her. Yuni nodded sharply as well.
3人でこれを分けて食べましょう。
Let's divide this among the three of us and eat it. We shared the tiny amount of remaining rations. Yamogi divided it up, giving most of it to the two
よ
of
もぎ
us.
さんももっと食べてください。
You too, Yamogi-san, please eat some more.
僕はいいよ。こう見えても体力には自信があるんだ。
I'm fine. I may not look it, but I'm pretty confident about my strength. With that said, most of what he consumed was just water. Thanks to Yamogi, Yui and I were able to divert our hunger a little. Only a little, though. We wrapped ourselves in our blankets and sank into silence once again. Our long battle with the cold had begun once again. I'm just gonna run this through whatever the name of that scene that happens after a man-made miracle. Don't eat the food. But it's gonna eat anyway. Move, I guess. Ah, oh, pooey. Did I really do that? Okay. Save just in case right here. Okay, so stay still is apparently the right choice. Save, hit this one. Now, leaving uni may lead to a bad end here. Yeah. Sometimes it does, and it depends on what version, which way you enter into that situation. Yes, this is a needle thread. You have to pick a specific answer here as well. Now is you have to save UE. I forgot which one you do here. You carry uni instead. Oh, no you don't. Okay. Okay. Save uni. Continue watching. And that just goes through. Okay. I think that now it just goes through to the end. There'd be no... That just goes to the ending. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if we're... Let's go to the title. Yes. If I recall correctly, if you get to, like, revealed feelings... you're already through what matters there. Yeah, like if you're at revealed feelings, it's all 100% from there on out. So, okay, there's no point going past that. Endless mantled environment is where I have something missing, which you don't even access that scene in that situation. Cool. Still a scene missing after the end of Grudges. Oh. So, next one, I guess, I will try doing Satoru bad-ins. I haven't looked at a guide for that, so I'm gonna see what I can get myself. And then eventually, at the very end, if I can't find them all, I'm gonna look for ones of those. So I got all of the Kokoro bad-ins that you can get just like as Kokoro, making choices as Kokoro. Apparently, according to this guide, there are ones where you gotta get a Satoru bad-end, and then leaving off on that Satoru bad-end, you then go to Kokoro, and you can get these other bad-ends. Which is really hard to guess, so I probably would not be able to get that all without a guide. But I didn't look at a guide about how to get those Satoru bad-ins, of course, because I haven't tried the Satoru bad-ins on my own. Okay, that should be it for this one. Satoru next, I guess. Now, although I do have some text missing, in here, right? There's some scenes that weren't 100%ed. Most notably, Endless Mantle Environment. But, oh well.